invest that back into Louisiana communities. And we do that through economic development, cultural enrichment, and education. And so Sync Up is one of those economic development programs where we provide opportunities to musicians, indie artists, and others in the music industry. So tonight, we are here with a great presentation for you. Before we get into that, I'm gonna bring up a colleague of mine from the Ella Project to talk about Crescendo, Jean Manere.
Thank you, Kia. Thank you to everyone for coming out tonight and those watching on Facebook Live. My name is Jean Manere. I'm the co-founder of the NOLA Project, a New Orleans nonprofit that a lot of people may know is doing pro bono legal support for artists and musicians through our clinics that my partner Ashley Keaton runs. We work with people on copyright, trademark, intellectual property. We've been a longtime friend of the Jazz and Heritage Foundation, and they were kind enough to invite us tonight to come out to talk about our fall series of music business workshops called our Crescendo program. These are presented by attorney Brianna Whetstone and musician Lou Hill from the band Waterseed. We have other special guests that come in from week to week, but Bree and Lou really run the program. It's Tuesday nights, 5:30 to 7:30. We have 5 sessions remaining over the next 5 weeks, talking about things such as working with record labels and master recordings, streaming and contracts, issues like band agreements, publicizing your music, and just making sure everything is done on paper. I think it's a really great combination between Sync Up and us. Our stuff is very legally and business focused. Theirs is also very strongly business focused, and they get great artists like they're going to have tonight. So we're thrilled to be able to talk about it. People that are interested, you can check it out at Ella NOLA, that's ELLANOLA.org. And for our people in attendance tonight, we do have some flyers at the front. Thanks so much, Kia. Really appreciate being here.
All right, thank you, Jean. So this is our first Sync Up programming in person. It's also the 13th year anniversary of Sync Up. 13 years we've been doing this program. So this is the first in the series of what we're calling NOLA Next. And in this series, we are talking about emerging, collaborating, and emerging artists in the New Orleans music marketplace. So next week, on October 30th, we'll be discussing the subject of collaboration as emerging artists. We'll be in discussions with rapper Pell and music industry Nate Cameron of Global Warming. So that is next week, but tonight it's all about girl power. We are talking to 2 women in the music industry who have paved the way for so many to come behind them. Joining us tonight is our moderator. She is the band leader of New Orleans' own first and only female brass band, the original Pinettes Brass Band. Please welcome Christie Jourdain. And next up, she is a mother, recording artist, actress, best-selling author, philanthropist, and cook, and those are just some of her titles. As the first female MC signed to Master P's No Limit, she sold nearly 1 million records during her tenure. She's the multi-talented native daughter of New Orleans who was raised in the Mardi Gras masking tradition and has a career that spans more than 3 decades. With a certified gold album under her belt and a successful cookbook, she's not even done yet. I'm gonna test my rap skills right quick, but one of my favorite lyrics, I'm lying. One of my favorite lyrics from her is, "The bitch you love to hate, but yet ain't bold enough to face, 'cause Mia X finished first in this grand diva race." Please welcome the OG good girl gone bad, the baddest Mama Mia X.
Is it on? Y'all can hear me? Yeah. Give it up again for me, everybody.
Hey, y'all.
All right, we're gonna jump right into this thing because
It's big eyed.
it's, I guess we better get our sins right, because if hell feel like this, we ain't gonna make it.
Not gonna make it.
All right, so you just coming off of the reunion, your No Limit tour, right?
Yeah.
And it's gonna pick back up in November. How did you all come together, and how did you make it work during the pandemic time? Was it rough for you? And of course, getting back on the stage with your brothers, P, Silk, Mystical, and of course Fiend, and now Mac, right?
Yes.
You want to explain that?
So we were working up until the pandemic.
Okay.
We were on tour, having a really great time. And DC was the last show, and that's when, the world got shut down. And not being able to tour was hard financially, but the biggest thing for me was the way we connect with the fans. Wasn't able to hug my fans and talk to them and meet all the people that named their children Mia. I met some Mias that was like 25, 26, But for the most part, I just missed like human contact,
Okay.
because I'm that type of person. That was the hardest thing, and it's still the hardest thing going through a pandemic, especially when we from New Orleans and we like to hug
Like
and
the touch,
kiss and
be
touch.
affectionate, right?
Yes, so, the hardest part it was a financial struggle because, definitely lost a lot of money.
Right.
I don't know what that sound is. But,
And
and that was hard because I have a grandbaby. And once you get grandchildren, like they everything, and you want to spoil them and do things. Y'all see I'm working on it. Y'all heard me say spoil? Spoil.
that's that New Orleans.
I've been trying to practice spoil.
Trust me, we know, huh?
I can't even do my mouth right, but I've been trying spoil.
You know it's crazy because we just got hired to do something, and we had to keep going back and the sayings had to keep pronunciating the person's name.
You think it's this?
Or is it mine?
I don't think I need this one if this mic is working.
I took mine out.
Okay.
There's too much little butt back there. Psych-alike. Being on the stage with your family again, with your brothers.
That's, it's really cool. We definitely don't move the way we used to 25 years later.
I'm sure.
But, it's that whole sense of camaraderie.
Yeah.
We have that. That's immediate.
Chemistry,
As soon
right?
as we got back, and most of us don't see each other because, Percy and Silk, they've always been in California since the 80s. And so we don't get to see them a lot. And then with the pandemic, I used to see my other brothers because we're in New Orleans, but everybody had to social distance. And so it was a family reunion when we got back on the stage.
Good, okay. And whose idea was this to get this tour back together? Was it Master P's idea? Or?
It was Silk's idea.
Okay.
It was Silk's idea, and he brought it to everybody, and we love Silk. He's the baby of the crew.
Yeah.
Nobody can tell Silk no.
Right.
So, yes, it was Silk's idea. He put it together. He got the promoters, he got the investors, and yeah.
Now let me ask you this. During a reunion, we recently had this discussion. Was it hard as far as personality-wise, though? Was it hard to get back together on stage, or there's no egos or anything of that, or was it just a schedule of conflict?
So we never really had a situation with egos.
Yeah.
And everybody pretty much performs their own set.
Okay.
I perform the longest because I have the most records with P. But no, there were no egos. That was the good thing. There was no egos. And we just wanted to do it. We felt like we owed the people who supported us. You know, some people say fans. I always say supporters and fam, my peeps. We all agree that we owed them because we didn't get a chance to tour much in the 90s because we were so busy.
Yeah. Okay. And let's go back to your neighborhood. You know, I don't know if a lot of people know this, you know, that you and Manny was almost like you know, it was like family. You know, we're from New Orleans, we call everybody family.
We went from elementary, junior high, high school. Manny's my first DJ. Manny and DJ Wap, they are my forever DJs.
Yeah.
Because they are my
Love 'em.
first DJs, first rap group I was in, 1984.
That's, what's the name of that group?
New York Incorporated.
Okay.
We had a guy, he's DJ Wap's cousin. He moved to New Orleans from Hollis, Queens, and he was an MC. And he started our DJ crew.
Okay.
So I was the girl in New York Incorporated, and we did some really cool things to say we were teenagers. We did all of the Superdome dances. We did so many junior high and high school dances. And then there was this place in New Orleans called Showbiz Pizza Place. So, yeah, some of y'all telling y'all age now. Mm-hmm. Showbiz, on Saturday nights, they used to move all of the games out of the area, and the DJ crews would come in. We were New York Incorporated, Jam Patrol would come in, and Rockers Revenge. So we threw parties in there, and we were kids doing this. And then we got our big break when Mr. Eli started investing in rap concerts, and he brought all of the Rap Attack concerts to New Orleans. So we was in the Municipal Auditorium, opening up for Run DMC, Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, LL, Kumo D. Anybody who came, when he put on the Rap Attacks, he allowed us to be an opening act. So we got our first taste of like performing in front of big crowds when we were 14 and 15.
Okay. And Manny was signed to Cash Money, and you was
Signed to No
No
Limit.
Limit. Now, how did that work? Because once upon a time, you know, the rumors was going around, and you know,
That it was a rivalry.
rivalry.
You know what's funny though? I think the CEOs, I think Percy and Brian had ego problems with being two young black men that were very successful and really making history in hip hop. But personally, the artists at No Limit and Cash Money, we didn't have any problems.
Yeah.
We still all hung out together, and I think it was the CEO's egos that kept us from recording and touring together, because it was something that we wanted to do.
I think the people wanted that too. You know, finally getting that, and y'all just took over. You know, people wanted that. You know, you have all these other big record labels working together, and to see that happen, and that would have been dope.
Yeah, I would like to see that now, still, because you know we are all so close, and you know we grew up, and hopefully the CEOs grew up,
we gonna have to,
and they can swallow their pride and let us do what we
gonna
need
put
to
silk,
do.
We're gonna put silk on that one again.
Yeah, that's right.
So what? I'm gonna ask you. What I want to know is, what was it like before you signed to No Limit? But let's go all the way. You know, when you was how you started. You know, and who you were, because you know people hear bounce music, but they don't know, you know, the birth. You know, they don't know where it comes from. And I remember when they had the challenge going on, and Erykah Badu did something, and you had to let them know that hey, that's from such and such and such. You were schooling them.
Well, y'all remember the For the Deets challenge, Re-Up Reedy did that.
Right.
But what happened, someone that had more followers and that was more popular did it, and it almost was like it became theirs. And so everybody was jumping on it, doing it. And I was like, it's cool to do it, but y'all got to shout Reedy out because that's her record. And it was her record since 2 years ago.
Everybody thought Erykah Badu came up with something.
Well, the thing is, her and Michael Blackson did the challenge because what it was, when the girl did it, who had more followers than Reedy, people started doing it like it was that girl's record.
Okay, right.
So, but the thing about it, Erykah's so dope. I told Erykah, and she immediately, her and Reedy connected, and they have a cool relationship.
That's good. See, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they have a real cool relationship. But I like to consider myself first generation bounce.
Let them know. Let them know.
Brown B Trigger Man bounce.
Let them know.
And
You see a lot of people sampling it, like I think it's Chris Brown and I don't know if it was Nicki Minaj, somebody else. But they people hear the new generation and all this here, and they're like, hey, that's dope. But
we have first generation bouncing. So one of my closest friends, her brother was DJ Irv, and we used to go to Ghost Town and listen to Irv and Tucker with MC. And Irv would spin a 2 Trigger Man's back. Well, that was actually like the birth of bounce.
Yeah.
It was 90, but by the time we all started to actually record our music, it was 92 when the tapes started coming out. So with Payback in 92, we got 2 cassette players that had the double tapes, and we was putting the 4 tapes in and going, ready, set, go. And recording till we got to 100, rapping it in saran wrap, and then you had to go to the DJ, where everybody was out for the block party, or you go from ball to ball and hope the DJ lets you get on the mic. And when they do, and the people like it, then you tell them you have tapes for $5 in the back. And
that's the side of New Orleans a lot of people don't know.
yeah, we really was from the trunk from a long time ago.
Yeah.
And with bounce music, we loved go-go here, and we love second line.
Yep.
And so first generation bounce had a more tribal feel to it. Y'all know it was a little slower and more sing-songy, because when we would do bounce, I would be like, put me an X on the map if you won't get on, put me an X on the map if you won't get on. That's how bounce was. Well, it's biggity, biggity, fast, fast now. And I like it, but I'm in my 50s now. I can't. Whoa, I got that slow twerk. But yeah, I'm first generation bounce. I put a record out, Mardi Gras Day, 1992, and I got a chance to actually get it professionally pressed. Came out in 93 professionally. But 92, I dropped the Payback. And I dropped the Payback because the boys was talking about us.
Yeah. Let's get on that. Did you make them uncomfortable? Because when I heard it, I was like, and then it wasn't. That song was like 6-something minutes.
8 minutes.
Look, I'm missing 2 minutes. Right? Did you never said this a Payback? I don't even think you had a hook. You just talked your. You didn't stop. Did you take a breath? Did you sip water?
No. No.
I swear.
I didn't understand writing. Okay, even when I was in New York Incorporated, I didn't know what writing bars was. And we had instrumentals to rhyme over. So if I was rhyming over Tila Rock or Run DMC, I knew wherever they would stop and they chorus would come in, I should stop there, but I had no idea about how to write a bar. So when I wrote Payback, I sat at the table with my 2 little cousins, Bunny and Mice. And I wanted to make sure all my, like people say Cap is lying now, but see for us, Cap meant
joking on us.
Yeah,
you
clowning somebody, embarrassing you. So
Yeah.
if something was like hard or rough. It was a cap. So I was
Right.
trying to make sure all my caps was hard enough since I was going against all the boys that
You
did the
represented, I
record.
tell you that.
And yeah, I just kept writing, and I wouldn't. It just didn't stop. And I was like, well, this is my song. I don't have a chorus. I just have all these caps because they're gonna stop calling us, all them dirty names.
I can't, as you speaking about it, I can't even pick out, oh, that's my part because it's too many. And I
And
probably
it's
can't
all
say.
cursing. No, well, my first ball was I came here tonight to settle the score. Females are women and girls, not bitches and hoes.
All right,
Because
all right.
every record, that's what we were hearing.
Right.
They was calling us all these names. And the thing about it, even to this day, when people get confused about bounce music, it is tribal, y'all. So it's the beat that does something to us. And once the beat catch you, you really don't know what they saying. You really just focused on the beat. And a lot of times, the guys think when they degrading us or saying certain things that we move into what they saying, but the beat catches us. Yeah. It's always about the beat. And that's what I wanted them to understand with the payback. Y'all ain't running nothing but y'all mouth.
Right,
And we're going to speak for ourselves. And it did. It opened the door
you
for
did.
the ladies of New Orleans to really, express themselves. And, they do music like nobody else in the world.
Yeah, name some of the artists that are from here that followed those footsteps that just kept the torch going. You lit it and say, here, girl.
So the artist that never, ever, ever stopped, Miss T never stopped.
Yeah.
She came a few years after me, and Cheeky came a couple of years after me. Magnolia Shorty.
Yep. Rest in peace.
Who else? Daisha Ray. Silky Slim. But the birth mother of Bounce was MCE. She was on the flip side of DJ Jimmy.
Yeah.
And she,
Yeah.
she gave us the reply.
Oh, yeah.
And
I don't think nobody, especially if we were expecting that. And she came hard.
man,
She
she
came
came hard with that. We was like, oh my goodness.
And what
But
you
that's
said,
the way you're supposed to
yeah,
come.
Yeah. And I think a lot of the males, they heard it. They heard y'all. But I kid you not, it's nothing like the payback.
No.
You just get on the corner and sling, and if you get
pay-
shot, that's what you get. Just bring me your disability check. Boy, that was harsh.
We pushing 8-pound babies. Oops, got some hair in your teeth trick. All of that, yes.
Yeah.
It had to be said. It had to be said. And you know
said
what?
it.
That is why I don't come for the young ladies in the music. That is why I have said so many things in my music. And I believe that you have to just let artists speak their piece. But I tell you what, my 22-year-old self and my almost 52-year-old self, sometimes I hear stuff and I'm like, ooh. And I think a lot of the young ladies that do music now, I think their 50-year-old self will say, ooh, I was rough.
Yeah.
Had a hot mouth, I think they'll say that, but that's one of the reasons why you'll never be able to pit me against the other girls and make me talk about how they dressing or what they saying, because I've done all types of songs in hip hop
Yeah.
about all kind of things, and the only thing I encourage them to do, stand by what you say, write your music, and don't mix the business with pleasure.
Agreed. I'm going to take that into myself. I don't take it personal. I saw you on I saw a little post shoot you did when you were speaking about features and jingles. And I tell my band all the time, that my saxophone player, man, this jingle stuff is where it's at. And to hear you say what you said, Let them know what you said about the features versus jingle money.
The thing about it, you can do a feature on an album, and that album can do well. You'll get your royalties from it. The jingle money come bigger to begin with, and the jingle money, if it's a product that works, the jingle money is really forever.
Did you do a jingle?
Would I, or did I?
Did you?
I did a soda commercial,
Okay, what was that?
and for Sprite. That was 20-something years ago, and it was amazing.
Okay.
It was amazing. That's why I wanted the girls to know to step outside of the box and don't worry so much about jumping on a feature or hoping someone puts you in their video. Because I was talking to the Little Women of Atlanta. Some of them want to do
Her
music.
cameo, she was in it.
Some of them want to do music. And we were talking about jingles and commercials versus features and just showing up in somebody's video.
Yeah.
A lot of times, I've been in so many videos I ain't never got paid for. I was just in them. I'd rather get paid for a commercial. I mean, if you're my friend, I'm going to be in your video, okay? And I'm not even looking for the check, but I'm just saying, you better off getting that jingle money.
Yeah, jingle make the pockets jingle.
Hello.
You know, let's get it. Hello. What would you tell anybody, like, just say, if I wanted to get in the game, I wanted to start label, management, you know, start to be an artist, what would you give someone that would like to step into this, the music, we're just gonna stay with music, not acting, or give us the good and the bad of it.
Well, do a poor man copyright if you're writing your music before you meet anybody. And watch what people do. Listen to what they say, but watch what they do. Because especially in the 21st century, you want to get a team of people around you that believe in you and care about you and want to work with you to build your brand. Because I'm seeing now when artists try to get on, the labels, everybody want them to pretty much do everything. You know, all the marketing, all the promotion, and then just like slap themselves on your music. Back in the day, there were different people that were helping artists along the way. And right now, I'm seeing that the artists have to just work really, really hard, you know, to blow themselves up. So I would say you want a team that's going to help build your brand. You want a team that's going to help you go to this label and make sure that you're protected, because most of us, we operate with the side of the brain when we are artists. We see all the colors and all the music and all the beauty, and it's a lot of paperwork to protect our longevity that a lot of times we don't know anything about, and we sign away our generational wealth.
I'm glad you brought that up, because when you had to negotiate your deal with No Limit, you know, how did that go? Were you old enough to understand? Well, you know, these types of things, okay, you know, sometimes these types of things we just see the good and ready to sign stuff, but not thinking, you know, thinking about luck, you know, because some record labels, some people just in it for a long time, you know, and people stuck in it and they shelved it, and you know, it's hard, you know, to get out of it. So when you were signing your deal, did you know what you were doing? You know, did you?
Let me see. I don't really know if I knew what I was doing in terms of the business part, but we had a handshake deal.
Wait a minute.
You know, we had a handshake deal.
No papers, no pens, no signing.
No. We had a handshake deal.
So that's how your No Limit deal came?
Yeah.
Kids, don't do that today.
No, it blows people away. But yeah, myself and Silk and C and KL, we had a handshake deal. I think some other artists got contracts, and I think most artists at the time, they was getting between like 7 and 10% on labels all over. we were getting 25, and we were paid on time. We did honor the handshake. We really did, you know, us that was in it. We honored the handshake and, you know, could leave whenever we wanted. And so, yeah, you know, it wasn't hard. It wasn't hard because we started the company together and made it what it was. It wasn't like I was coming to a company that was really big and was gonna blow me up. I came to the company with a hit record, and same as KL. KL was doing so much stuff in first generation bounce, you know, and in first generation New Orleans hip hop. When we met P, we met him, but it wasn't like we were, for instance, Puffy had made his way, you know, Bad Boy was pretty hot. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So P was someone who was up and coming. He just had a drive that you could feel in your spirit. You knew that he was gonna go get it, just like he said he would. Yeah. But he was just a young man living in California from New Orleans, had a record store putting out independent records. It wasn't a situation like we were walking into something really, really big. We stepped out on faith, and we trusted that he was gonna do what he said he was gonna do with the product that we gave him. And we helped him. You know, I especially like went and got artists and producers and
you did it.
People, yes,
okay.
To be on the
What
road
did you
with
bring?
us. So I brought Mac, I brought Fiend.
Okay.
We moved, well, before Mac and Fiend, we lived in California for a minute, and KL was still down here because he was running Rumors. He was the DJ at Rumors. And KL had came to work on Down South Hustlers with us, but then he came back home, him and Slim. So I was like, listen, P, if you don't bring KL here permanently, I'm gonna have to go back home because I'm South. I'm New Orleans, and this is really cool what we're doing up here, but it's not working for me from a music perspective. So he said, okay, we're gonna go get KL. And who else? I said, well, there's these twins, Danny and David, they double vision. I say, they really good, they cute, the girl's gonna like them. So
you just artist developer.
We're gonna go get them. And then I was like, there's this guy, he gotta come to Beats by the Pound. His name is Odell. He's a singer, he plays instruments straight out the church. The boy is so cool. So Odell came, and then we were doing the Bout It soundtrack. And I was like, if you don't get that boy Mystical, he got to get on this soundtrack. And I knew
Mystical was with what, Big Boy?
Yeah, he was with the Big Boy Jive deal.
Okay.
But most of the time, like Percy and I'm thankful that he trusted me every time I told him to do something. Because every time I said, we need this one, or we need to do that, we need to go here, he did it.
But did you know P before the signing?
No. No, what happened, see, Murder used to come in Peaches all the time, and I worked in Peaches Records. And when P was putting together Down South Hustlers, see, Murder said, you got to get the girl me an X. So they came to Peaches looking for me. And that's how, it was 94. Yeah, I didn't know him because he had been in California since the 80s. And even when they lived in New Orleans and was teenagers, I didn't know him at all.
Yeah. Uptown, downtown.
Yeah, and then you know when you young and you either live uptown or downtown, you know your mama don't let you run all over. No, you staying
We don't do that
down
here.
here,
You
or you staying up
stay where
there.
there you go.
Exactly.
And you gonna stay too. I
Exactly.
ain't coming back. I ain't doing all that ripping and running.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, you know,
That's what we say.
but Percy had a hustle, and it was something. It was in the eyes. You could see it when he said it. Not all you see is them damn shades, but
Yeah, people don't
he
even
didn't
know
wear
what it
those
look like,
shades. He
right.
wore the clear glasses. You can see the
Yeah.
eyes, and he was like, "Listen, I'm telling you, I'm gonna have the biggest label in the world."
He did.
And he did it,
did.
you know, no sleep, you know, the grind was real. Because a lot of people, you know, on television, videos and what have you, we make this industry look easy, and it's
Yeah.
not.
Y'all even changed the way the CDs was made. Remember that? Nobody wasn't doing that.
We did what was attractive to the environment. You know, you saw
worked.
all the shiny cars when
That's
you went to
it.
Whispers.
Yeah.
You know, you saw the
worked.
clothes, so we brought that to life.
Good marketing scheme, yeah. And what was your first CD that you put out under No Limit?
The first CD I put out under No Limit was Good Girl Gone Bad. And we released it in 1995.
Okay. And then came?
Unladylike. And then Mama Drama.
Man, and did anything change for you professionally? And you know you had the big party Don't Stop. That was huge.
So professionally, I met more people. You know how you see people on TV, and then you get certain places, and you run. That's the person.
them.
I was on a
Yeah.
plane with Little Richard. We went through turbulence together, and every time the plane did something, Little Richard hit a note. It was just unbelievable to meet so many people that I met. So yeah, that was a change, and of course, financially things changed. I moved to Slidell, and I was able to buy my mama house in Slidell, right around the corner from me, and that was good to finally see some money come in
Yeah.
from the hard work, because it
Because
seemed
how
like
long
I
you was
worked.
doing this? You know, how many years in the game you was doing this before you got there?
Yeah, well, I started in '84, and in '90, I wrote "Get It Girl" for Warren, and then
What?
he got signed. Yeah,
What?
so
I
he got,
never knew that.
he got signed to Atlantic off of "Get It Girl," and then I wrote like 85% of his album, because he had to turn the album into Atlantic.
Wow.
That is really what lit the fire under me to make records again. After I wrote Warren's album,
Okay.
I was like, I really think I want to put my own record out. And so that's really, I think writing Get It Girl and writing the other records that I wrote for Warren, it kind of like gave me that you know, inspiration to say, I'm gonna do it. Because all I ever wanted to be was a rapper. I never told nobody I wanted to be anything else. Class night, I wanna be a rapper. Career day, I wanna be a rapper. Called my mama in 1982 and said, what is wrong with this girl, with this hibbity-bibbity? They didn't believe rap was gonna make it. Since 1979, all I ever wanted to be was a rapper. And I never tried to change that career. Now, I like doing hair, so I went to hair school and graduated from Stevens Academy. But I put the payback out as soon as I was deciding, well, I'm gonna go in the shop. And I told my friend Jill, now you do the hair, and I'm gonna go on the stage and do the concerts, and you can be my hairdresser. All I wanted to be was a rapper. Like, and people laughed at me. And my teachers called my mom because they thought I was wasting my brain. But now, I'm going to be 52, and I've taught 3 semesters at Loyola, hip-hop. So the teachers that told my mom I should be concentrating on being a nurse or a lawyer or a doctor, I teach hip-hop. Like, that's a big thing.
It's great. Great.
That's a big thing, you know, to see how far this genre has come, and now it's like the biggest selling, biggest grossing.
Yeah.
We never saw that part of it coming, but I did know that rap would continue to grow.
Yeah.
I knew that.
Yeah, that you stuck with it. And
Yeah.
what when you step out on a stage, what takes over you? Like, what just gets you in the element? You just had to leave something behind you that aggravated the piss out you. You know, something like that. What put you in your zone? And then I know you and Fiend personally told me about this, make them say, But I swear every time y'all performing, it's like y'all doing it y'all last time. like what gets you in the zone? Like to just, the sweat, and you feel like, man, I did that.
The people do, because I'm usually scared, nervous before
Right,
every
that's what made me ask that
performance.
question.
But when you step on the stage and the music starts, and you see the people that came to see you, something takes over, and you just do it.
You ever
You
forget
do
forget any of your lyrics?
I mean, do I forget? Sometimes. But if it's live, it's okay, because you'll just say something else. But no, not in concert. No.
You know, it's a lot of rappers get winded.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of rappers have to rap with the record. I don't want to hear the record if I came to a concert. You know?
Right,
I
you
do
want to
understand,
hear.
you know.
Yeah.
How do you just, you know, it's not many that could just flow effortlessly.
You gotta catch them breaths. You listen. Me and Mac just did Boss Chick for the first time in 23 years, live, and the stage was so long, and I was like, so I don't want to get winded, so I'm gonna walk slow. So I was trying to act all hip like I'm doing this walk, but it was really so I don't get winded. The older you get and the more seasoned you get, you learn little tricks.
Okay. Put me on something.
You learn tricks, you know, and mastering those tricks kind of help you get through your performances. And I think I know you know that from being on stage, like you might say,
But I don't talk.
But you might say, I'm going to hit that snare like 3 times the next time. You know, and then my girl, well, you know what, I'm a pump, you know, because when I pump, that had me too. You learn those tricks. You learn them tricks, and that's pretty much what we've been doing.
Okay, all right. Well, so what, you took a break, you know, it was in the air, me retired. You know, that's what I was hearing. That was some years ago. I was so heartbroken. But was it because No Limit slowed down, or was it because you had experienced like a physical hardship, or, you know, like being sick, or just was it that you just had to step away? Because sometimes we have to do that. Like, what paused your career for that time?
Well, I did say I was going to retire before I was 30 because, you know, rap has been a part of my life, really and truly. I wrote my first rap in 80, but since 84, it's been like a part of just part of me. And I was like, well, before I'm 30, I think I want to try to do some other things, go to school. I had children, watch my children grow up. But what halted it even faster than that, my mother died. And my mother died, I was waiting for her to come and pick me up to take me to the airport, and her and my dad was coming into town. My dad was a truck driver. My mother died, and 7 months after my mother died, my father died. And 7 months after that, my mom died. Well, I lost 14 family members in 18 months. And my children were still in elementary school, and I'm the oldest. My little sister, Dr. Ashley, was just coming out of Xavier. And, you know, Dr. Ashley's my baby. I had my own babies. My grandfather had a stroke, you know, as a result of everything. And I had to step back and be Mia Young. And that's the important thing. You always make sure that you take time out to be your government, your mama's baby, your government's name. Take some time for yourself and your family. I had to do that, you know, because it was important for me that Ashley continue to go to school and do everything that she's done now. It was important for me that my children have a stable environment and that they would be able to lean on me, because when I was on the road, my mom always had them. You know, that was my support system. And without it, you know, I felt lost, and I needed to, like, totally just step back. So I shut down from music professionally, but I never stopped writing it, you know. I never stopped writing it, but, yeah, that was the reason. The reason was because of, you know, it was personal tragedy.
Yeah.
On top of the fact, Master P had a few dreams. One of his dreams was to have a really big record label. Mm-hmm. But his main dream was to play basketball.
Yeah.
Every city we went to, the boys went to somebody's park or somebody's gym. They play basketball as soon as we land. They go get them about 2 hours of basketball in. He wanted to play basketball, and then he got the chance when Charlotte picked him up. Mm-hmm. But No Limit was such a powerful company. It needed to be watched and cared for and nurtured all the time. And when he chose basketball, then there were things in the company that was neglected.
It's lacking, yeah.
And so, I mean, who gets a chance to, like, live out all their wildest dreams?
Yeah.
So, you know, I can't even, sometimes during that period, I was getting mad at Percy, saying, you need to be at the office. But thinking about it now, got a chance to do No Limit, and you got a chance to go to the pros.
Yeah.
You can't even get mad at that. And we were all so young, you know, like the things that we did, we wasn't even 30. And everything was on Billboard.
Dang.
Every record was selling gold and platinum. It was a lot, you know, but when I went through what I went through, I had to step back, you know, just to be a family girl, to be there for my children, be there with my sister, you know, that's pretty much what it was about, so.
And that's funny you bring that up, because people ask us that question about why we can't do this, why y'all don't do this, and why. And those things right there is what we tell them, and they seem to never understand. We mothers, wives, you know, have jobs, you know, it's a school, you know, it's a lot. We have to take care of the household, you know, and they don't seem to get it. You know, it's not that we don't want to play music, but I'm not leaving out my house at 1 o'clock in the morning to go and play a 30-minute gig.
Well, you know what it is? See, when you do what you do and you do it well, so y'all performing and people love y'all, and They know y'all love to play music. They know I love to rhyme, but sometimes the signals get twisted and people think you're supposed to do it every time.
Yes.
Every time they see you,
Yeah.
y'all should
Oh,
just
yeah.
want to bust out and make a second line or bust out.
Amen. That's it.
You know,
That's it.
girl sing, girl rap, you know. You do it so well, people get it blurred and they kind of take the human side of you out and they
Yeah.
don't think that you're tired. They don't think your children miss you.
They don't think we work.
Yeah, that you have another
Another
job
job.
and another job and another job. That's kind of like one of the frustrating parts, like when you're exhausted,
Yeah.
or when you have so many other things to do, and people just think, oh, well, you're not gonna play music. Oh man, y'all fake. And that's the first thing. That's the first thing.
Why
you
y'all late? You know,
Yeah.
to start had our Friday night gig. Why y'all late? Because some of us just punched out.
Like,
You
yeah,
know, like-
they don't understand. Entertainers, it take a minute before you get to the paper,
Uh-oh.
and you have to keep a couple of jobs
Oh, man.
before your jump off actually jump off.
I'm glad you brought that up. Elaborate on that. You know, people sign or jump to the deals and don't realize it might be some years before they start seeing the money come back. And also, they need to understand that you have to spend money before you make money.
Yeah. Well, I worked at Peaches until Unladylike went gold, and
You still had CDs out, still telling the boys
I was.
to get
Let
out
me
your
tell
face
you what
and
I was
working.
doing. Literally getting off the stage with No Limit, flying into New Orleans, going straight to Peaches, and punching in. I was afraid to give my job up.
Then Peaches, that was a
I
good
was
job.
afraid to give it up because, you know, music is hit and miss.
Yeah.
And you'll have like 10 gigs that'll make you seem like you're making so much money, and then you won't have any gigs for 2 months.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
so
Also,
when you a mother, you don't want to give up your bread and butter where you
Yeah,
working.
yeah.
So that, you know, that's what it was for me. I was afraid to just say, you know, I'm on. I got a record, and Down South Hustlers had went gold. And Peace, 99 Ways to Die,
Okay.
and Ice Cream Man. All of those records had gold and platinum, and I was seeing checks that I never ever dreamed I would see. I was still scared because you hit that, you know, you hit that dry spot in music every time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was scared.
Agreed.
And I encourage artists, you know, like, hey, don't you quit your job.
Yeah.
You better wait.
have something coming into that.
Because a lot of times we do that.
Yeah.
I've seen artists do it. You know, the minute they get a chain from the record label, they quit. I quit. I'm balling.
Man.
Like, don't you let that chain trick you into thinking you Bill Gates. You quit your job. And they get mad. They think I'm just being, you know, lame. When I tell them that, you better not quit your job and save some money, because you get those dry spells in the business. There's always another artist and another trend, another fad, a new sound that catch the people.
All the time.
And it may not be the end for you, but you'll hit a dry spot while something else is, you know, high.
Yeah, because there's not many artists that have the longevity that could, you know, come back from that and still make a CD today, and people going out and go buy it. I mean, it's rough even for the goats, you know, like people say. So, yeah.
It is. You know, it's very hard. But the thing about an artist, and I'm speaking for myself, I try to connect with my fans in a way that was different from I'm just entertaining them. And so we developed a bond. And what it has done is allowed my base to move with me. Because a lot of times as an artist, you can do music and you can have the hottest record. You can be the hottest artist. You can be the prettiest. You can be the finest. But your base is going to continue to grow. So like when I did Payback, I'm 22, you know, and I'm thinking like everybody 22. But if I would have continued to stay in that mindset, everybody that was rolling with me, they was 23, then they was 24, then it was 25. Before you know it, they was thinking about marriage, they was buying houses, they was starting businesses. So as artists, you don't ever want to put yourself in a box where you forever looked at this teenager that's now 90, and your fan base is saying, oh, I didn't grew past that. I don't even want to hear all that no more. You got to do something to connect with them so they grow with you. So what my fan base did with me, we went from having our children and me rapping, talking about jobs and talking about hustling. Then I got into food. I became a grandmother, and they started moving with me. So I don't have to feel like I need to compete with somebody that was born in 1988 or further back. Like, I don't need to do that, because thank God my base has grown with me, and they're not leaving me behind. So if I'm selling them my seasoning, my rice dinners, if I'm rhyming, it's on a subject matter that they relating to, because I'm thankful that they allow me to grow with them. So they don't expect me to say some of the stuff that I said.
Yeah.
Oops, got some hair in your teeth, trick. They don't expect me to say it. If I say it, they with it and they're gonna sing it. But we can talk about food, we can talk about grandkids, we can talk about kids, we can talk about the evolution of hip hop, where the woman started, where she's at now, where I think she's going. They moving with me, and I would encourage artists to grow with your base. Don't get stuck, because you're going to look some kind of crazy acting 20 years old when you 40. And the people who used to buy your records, they grew up. You know, that's it.
40, not the new 20. Yeah?
You know, I mean, it can be for some people as far as the way you look, but not the way you know, you can't be 40 acting 20.
There you go.
You know, because the things that we did at 20, and once we hit 40, and then once we hit 50, you'd be like, okay,
No turning back.
yeah. So
And you wear a lot of hats. Let's talk more about the cooking. You do the cooking thing, and you also have a cookbook, right?
yes,
You want to talk about that because it was the bestseller of 2018 and 2019.
yes,
And
yes,
come on, it was Essence Fest bestseller, right?
yes.
Y'all give it up for her. Give it up for her.
So, my cookbook.
What's the name of it?
Things my grandma told me, things my grandma showed me. I wrote the cookbook because my grandma, we was really like this. She used to say so many different things, and people knew her for saying like real heavy sayings. And also, she was a great cook. So when I bought my house, I moved my grandparents in my house. I tricked them and told them I was gonna hire like a nanny to take care of my kids when my mom was on the road while I do concerts. You know my grandmother name wasn't about to, but I was lying. But anyway, I moved them in, and she started teaching me a lot of the foods that she made, and talking to me. When she passed on, everybody was gone. Writing a cookbook memoir was therapy for me. And I was hoping that by sharing so many personal things about my life and my family, I was hoping that anybody that grew up how I grew up, or who didn't grow up the way I grew up, because I could talk to my mom and my grandmother about anything, and I had friends that couldn't. So I put all our business in the book, hoping that it would make people's families communicate a little more, and especially communicate through cooking, because my grandmother found out our business by making us help her in the kitchen. And that's the same method that I applied to my own daughter, you know. Oh, cut this onion for me. Put some bread and some water so you won't cry from the onions. Who like you at school? You fussing with anybody? You know, just things like that. But she said a lot of sayings, you know, like it's October. We would be getting dressed up, going out to Discovery, looking all cute. And she would say, and don't be stupid and run out here and give your ass away like Halloween candy. It was about respect. She was big on that.
Yeah.
She was big on that. And I could talk to her about anything. So I wrote the cookbook, and I was able to share it with everybody. I had been saying her sayings on Twitter since 2009.
Yep.
So by the time I dropped the book, they were ready, because, you know, they knew about the things my grandma told me. Then when I would cook food, that's things my grandma showed me, you know. So I feel really blessed, because the payback will be 30 in 2022, February, and people have supported everything that I've done. And I don't care that it's not on the same scale as it was when I was with No Limit. I love the intimacy, and I love my life. I love being able to just go anywhere I want to go,
Yeah.
drink all the beer I want in the bar room, and not have to worry about security and all of that other
Yeah.
stuff. I'm
There's
really,
some people want that life.
yeah,
you know?
that's on them.
That's rough.
I ain't never wanted.
Yeah, they
I've
wanna
never
be
wanted
seen
it.
and
Yeah,
different
that's
stuff.
child. Just give me a corner in a bar room and a bucket of beer, and let me dance and talk, to my people that's been supporting me, and that's as far as I want to go with it.
Okay, so you're doing your cooking thing. Are you gonna put anything else out? Some new music out we could hear from you?
Yes. So
Okay.
right now I'm working on a mixtape series called Unladylike Forever, and I'm starting with New Orleans, where I'm going to feature some of the most talented, girls I think is the most talented in the city.
Okay.
And unladylike, that's a state of mind. That's people telling you what they think you cannot do and what you
Right.
should not do. And I mean, hey, we're women, we can do anything.
Do what we want.
So I have the Unladylike Forever mixtape, and I have an album coming out live from the beeper payphone era.
All right.
So that's on the music scene, and on the food scene, I released my seasoning for whatever seasoning, and right now I'm getting my roux mix ready to drop because I'm watching the ladies, and I'm like, I want to get everybody to the perfect roux color in 15 minutes. So that you can go on about your day and not need like me and my sister, we take turns sometimes stirring.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah. So, I'm
can-
moving Mama Mia Foods into like
Where can
some
we
fast
purchase
stuff.
it?
So you can go to Team.
In your book.
Yes.
book in
My
your
book
city.
is available on Amazon
Okay.
in paperback, ebook, and audiobook, and I
Y'all get that.
read that.
Y'all get that.
But also, my food products are on teamwhipthempots.com, and it's not them, it's like New Orleans, it's DEM.
Let them know.
Yes.
Let them know.
Yes.
What's the future for Team Whip Them Pots?
So, Team Whip Them Pots is a cooking squad, and I came up with Team Whip Them Pots just to inspire people to cook, especially families. And from there, I developed Mama Mia Foods. So, I have 5 rice dinners available: fire jambalaya, tasty brown rice, wild yellow rice.
You bought some of that here so we can eat some?
Girl, you got to come to my house.
I'm coming.
But the rice dinners and the seasoning is available on the website. And right now, I'm currently getting the 5-ounce roux bags ready for the holidays.
Need that. I'm gonna need that. Yeah, I'm gonna need that. And what you got on the music scene, y'all? You said earlier that you're going back on the road in November.
Yeah, the tour picks back up in November, and then again in 2022, the West Coast leg, Midwest and West Coast leg is 2022.
Okay, so y'all taking it. So how y'all doing it? Or is it y'all just putting it out weekends, weekdays, or y'all just going out? I mean, because I know it's kind of, you have to watch with the pandemic, so I mean, is it a certain way y'all doing it, if people wanted to purchase
Well, you know what they're doing? The facilities do rapid testing from the morning until about like 4 p.m. So all of the arenas have been asking for vaccination proof, or they do rapid testing.
Right, on site?
On site. They start in the morning until about 4. So the actual concert, doing the concerts haven't been a problem because that's the way things are set up. Everything has just been as normal as it can get, but I mean, we're hoping
But that doesn't stop the crowd, though, I mean.
No, I mean, the crowd, look, the crowd is out there, and the
Out
crowd
there.
is doing
They're at
them.
the stage waiting for you.
The crowd is really, and the crowd has been incredible, but with the pandemic, it's still a lot of restrictions. We used to have a lot of meet and greets.
Yeah.
We used to spend maybe about an hour after the concert was over meeting a lot of the fans. But because of COVID, you know, we're not doing that anymore.
I bet
We're
you-
wearing masks up until we
Yeah.
take the stage.
And that's rough because you really have people that's genuinely trying to just speak or
Yeah.
just, you know, take a picture. Yeah, it's this COVID. I can't wait till the pandemic is over. We can really go
Yeah,
outside.
we
and-
just want to get on top of it.
That's it.
Can't wait till we get all the way on top of it, so that we can continue to concert and touch, do
Yeah.
people stuff. Because that's the thing is,
That's
you know,
it,
most of
yeah.
my fans, they want to hug me. I want to hug them back.
Yeah.
They want to shake hands. They want to take pictures. And a lot of the people stuff has stopped with the pandemic. So I can't wait until, you know, we are on top of it.
Yeah. And what would you give any other female artist that's trying to, whatever it is, whatever, if it's cooking, playing music, running track, Olympics, going to the moon, what would you tell them to give them some type of encouragement to not quit and to keep going? Because my personal opinion is I feel like it's, for women, it's always harder, you know, no matter what is entertaining, you know, being in a movie, whatever it is. We always have to work harder, you know. Some people, you know, some women feel they have to show more, you know, just to get that attention. You know, to not have to do that, what would you tell a female that's trying to get into whatever it is that they love, the passion?
Well, if they don't want to wear clothes, that's pretty much going to have to be up to them. Because, you know, some people really like, you know, to not wear clothes. I have some friends like that. They fine and they just might wear a string here and a zipper there. and you have to be comfortable in your own skin.
Yeah.
And if you're not, it's going to show in whatever it is you're doing, cooking, singing. So you have to be comfortable in your own skin, and you have to own what you do. So own it and focus on your focus and trust your dopeness. If you don't believe that you are dope, nobody
Nobody else
will.
will, yeah.
They won't, you know. Some people are not good at all, but they believe it's so hard. We be up there saying, that girl good, that
Yeah.
boy good. They trust their dopeness. You have to trust your dopeness. You have to.
And some people might want to know this question. I seem to always ask you about it every time. Why do you get on the stage with your purse?
Well, back in the day, I probably had some weed in my purse or something. And most of the time I have my money in my purse.
Just come on the stage. and-
Yeah, you know, so I take it with me. I didn't even know that was something that I shouldn't have been doing. Like when I dropped Payback in '92, I went on the stage with the purse all the time, and it stuck with me. It stuck with me because I have things in my purse that belong to me.
I hear you.
And I want to hold on to my things. I've been on tour with No Limit and have forgotten this a couple of times, and just on the stage, just bouncing. I'm used to it. Me and the purse is one.
So
But-
now you just got the fanny pack, huh?
Yeah, I got the fanny pack right now, and
got
and
the
it's
fanny going.
it's easier.
Yeah.
It's easier
You
to
don't have to
carry.
worry about leaving it on the stage. Or
Right, but my purse is a part of me, and it's a part of the whole performance. And you know, think about it. You don't want to go anywhere without your purse, and you're not gonna sit on the floor or on the ground. Your money gonna get away.
Right, because what I do is I take my drum out the bag and everybody put their stuff in my bag while it's on the stage.
Yeah, but it has to be sitting up because y'all know your money will
Yeah,
get
no.
away from you if you put it.
That's
so,
what they say.
Well,
That's what they say, you know.
So this is why I don't put my purse on the ground, and I'd rather be on the stage with it because your money will definitely get. That's bad luck, y'all. Put your purse down. Don't do that. But yeah, when I was younger, ain't no telling what was in my purse.
Whew. I'm not even gonna ask then.
Ain't no telling.
I'm
You know,
all- I'm
and
too nosy
I'm
then.
on
I'ma
the
shut
stage.
up.
I'm on the stage with it. I
With
had
it?
to, yeah. And
Why are you rapping?
Having a-
People probably thought it was a gun or something in there.
No, well, you know what? The thing about it, everybody, all the girls wanted to go on the stage with their purse afterwards. You know, I mean, anything, a lady's purse, anything could be in a lady's purse.
Anything, you're right. You're right. Because we are.
Just don't reach for it. Anything could be in a lady's purse.
Yeah.
You know, you don't touch our pocketbook.
Pocketbook. Right, you're right.
Yeah,
keep
so I
saying
took
you're
mine
right.
on the stage with me, and it became like a part of the act. They
And
like,
it
me
didn't-
and X
it
always
didn't-
have a
It didn't
purse.
bother you, you just was up there with it, huh?
No, because you
I
got,
get-
look,
like
that back
party
end and all
outfit.
that money in your purse bother me. You know, in my Teddy Pendergrass, come here, baby. No, I mean, it never bothered me at all. It wasn't heavy. You know, you get used of it. And I started seeing other people after 92 start going on the stage with their purse.
You're setting a trend.
Comedians.
You're setting a trend.
Yeah, you know, so that was just something I did. I did a lot of stuff. I was a heavy girl in the game. You know, I wasn't a size 2. I wasn't even a size 10. I was a size 18. So a lot of things that I did, I had to own my own image
Yeah.
and make people comfortable with me, you know, because this is the way I was presenting myself, you know, and representing not just the ladies, but a lot of the plus size ladies.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did a few things.
So that's why a lot of the artists today, they, like Lizzo, you know, they just, hey, I am, you know, it is what it is, yeah.
Yeah, I
Well,
love
you're a
Lizzo.
trendsetter. You're definitely a trendsetter. I'm gonna get out your business in a minute, but anything would you like to elaborate on? Maybe something that somebody don't know, or something you want to clear up, or something you just want people to know something good, or anything you would like to touch on?
I want people to trust their dopeness.
Yeah.
I don't want people to pocket watch. I don't count nobody pockets.
Yeah.
And when it comes to your time, just know that if you don't feel you where you are, it's not a punishment, it's a process. It's a process and a preparation. That's what I had to learn. You know, I'm never frustrated about how long something is taking, and I don't feel left out because my waiting time is preparation. It's a process for this purpose. You know, I think we see a lot of feuds in entertainment, and we see sometimes people feeling like they should be, you know, at a certain level or in the same position as someone. But I learned that your time is your time and nobody else's, and it's tailor-made for you, and not to view setbacks as punishments or as the end of the world or at the end of what you're doing. You gotta trust your dopeness and focus on your focus and understand that when your time comes, you better be ready. So, you know, most of the time I take time to be ready. Like somebody might call you, girl, and they're gonna want these many bottles of seasoning, or they're gonna need you to write this song. So instead of being mad and worrying about where somebody else is, I'm always preparing for when they call me, like, Mia, you better be on your stuff. You know, I can't get mad if the Pinettes have more gigs than me.
We don't.
I just have to be ready, but you never know. And I can't be mad. You know, I have to continue to prepare myself. You have to continue. You never know when you're going to get that. Hey, you guys, come to Paris.
Y'all going?
And that's what you're preparing for. Whenever y'all get together and y'all practicing and y'all brainstorming, that's what you're preparing for. So you ain't got to be mad at no other band because
Yes.
what's written for you
It's
is
on you.
already wrote and stamped. So that's it.
Prepare for dopeness. It's still that way, huh?
Trust your dopeness.
Prepare for your calling.
Focus on your
Focus on
focus.
your focus.
Yes. And waiting is not a punishment. It's preparation. So prepare.
So we talked about Pete earlier, with him scratching off his list. You think you got there? That's where you are? Or you got some more things to scratch off?
Yeah, I'm still scratching off because I'm trying to jump Mamma Mia Foods off. And I'm trying to see what these albums are going to do and how much my people really miss hearing my squeaky voice.
We miss it. We getting something
I'm
next
going
year?
to see. Yeah, and so I'm going to see. Say you miss, I'm going to see.
I wish
But yeah,
I-
I'm still scratching off.
Okay.
I'm still scratching off. You know, I'm still, I want to see even,
Do you have a vision for it? Like, do you have certain artists, or you just You're not saying.
It's a little shh.
All right,
Can
we're
I
gonna leave
tell
it at that,
you,
and I'm
New
gonna mind my
Orleans,
business.
ooh,
I'm gonna mind my business.
A lady like forever. Them girls from New Orleans is just cutting up. I'm just, ooh. I can't even. One song is my favorite, and I want to say it so bad, but it's just so unladylike. But ooh, y'all just wait.
I hope we be in the studio with you.
Oh, y'all definitely are.
Well, that's done. Y'all
You
hit
know how
first.
we do it.
Y'all hit, huh?
You know how we do it. Y'all know how we do it.
The Kia, what key we in? The Kia I, the Kia G, and the Kia H. If you don't know,
Now you know, but I know.
that's the key we in when we performing with me X. I think we're gonna get out of here
Yeah.
because I didn't got in your business too much.
Oh, it was all good.
It was a pleasure. It was an honor, honestly, for me to do this. And y'all give it up for me X.
Baby, it is big hottie.
Thank you, Foundation, for having us here.
We
And
love y'all,
we
but
love
next
y'all.
time y'all got to give me a Beyonce fan. I'm the one with the hot flashes.
And we're going to get out of here because Mama Mia hungry, and so am I. And I think that's it. Y'all stay tuned and be on the lookout for Unladylike 2022. And we out. Thank y'all.
NOLA.